world monopoly on trees, and our country's bordered by 3 different seas.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. We invented the zipper, we got expertise. We made insulin to combat disease. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
We took out the monarchy, the U.S. has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French will get the wine and cheese, koalas chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
Et si ce n'était pas assez, on a 2 langues officielles, l'anglais et le français. Ooh la la.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Where else do you find mounted police or go to the hospital and not pay fees? I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
And when fresh water's in high demand, we got the world's largest supply on hand. So you know that we can make a pretty good friend, but it's even better if you can be.
We took out the monarchy, the U.S. has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French will get the wine and cheese, koalas chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
So you're thinking to yourself, how do I live in this beautiful country? Well, I've got some steps for you to follow.
Step 1, lose the gun.
Step 2, buy a canoe. Step 3, live multiculturally. Step 4, you ready? There is no war. We got beavers, caribou, and moose. We got buffalo bears and Canadian goose. And we're sorry about Celine Dion, but she did do that good song for James Cameron. Cameron.
We took out the monarchy, the U.S. has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French will get the wine and cheese, koalas chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The Greeks all chill with Socrates, can't build a wall like the Chinese, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. In Kenya they have safaris, we've missed lots of other countries, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Even if in winter things tend to freeze, we got the world monopoly on trees, and our country's bordered by 3 different seas.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. We invented the zipper, we got expertise. We made insulin to combat disease. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
We took out the monarchy, the U.S. has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French will get the wine and cheese, koalas chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
Son of a bitch. I did it again. There we go. Math. It was 30 degrees today. I was cold. Okay, there we go.
It takes me a while to adjust it to what temperature differences. Like, I really am pretty good with cold temperature.
Hey, Bucks! So that's why it's using that ancient thumbnail. Yeah, all my settings just went... That's what happened, okay? We got a channel strike. We come back. And I can't remember what episode we're on. I can't remember nothing because my previous setting took a big dump of poop. And so it's just all poop. All everywhere is just poop. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's think that's everything. Yeah, all the poop. All poop all the time. The Discord is really quiet. Oh, shit. Really?
Well, we haven't been in here in a while, so, I mean, let me check my settings too.
Uh-oh. 1 second. It's not even capturing the Discord, so it's not you. It's my computer.
Well, that would be a problem, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that is definitely a problem.
Okay.
Alright, there we go. It caught you. Now. OBS is also being retarded. But if we don't have tech issues, it's not Musketeers. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've decided. I've decided that.
I just got Hammer's message about what we're going to be talking about tonight.
Is it good?
Oh, I'm like, okay, fine. At least I know about one of them fairly well. Actually, I know about two of them. So SpaceX and firing woke activists. And to be honest, I think Elon's going to be on a firing spree, because if you're spending your time at work bitching about your boss, you actually don't get to complain when he fires you. Like, here's the thing. You're not going to jail because you spoke. That's what freedom of speech is. You don't get arrested for talking.
Yeah.
But if you're talking shit about your boss, yeah, he's gonna fire you.
Yeah.
He has the grounds to.
To be fair, Elon's got other things to worry about right now. As far as on top of that, to deal with their shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Like, that's just it. Like,
didn't
he
recently
needs
come out
productive
like his
people
son
right
is now his daughter or something.
Yeah, I saw that too. The news is trying to go after his daughter. So his son has transitioned to a girl. He is a daughter. He has a daughter now. But she's also 18 and saying, "Hey, Dad, fuck yourself. I don't want to call you Dad no more." And she's 18. And to be quite frank, if I was Elon Musk, I would be like, "Listen, you're always going to be my kid. You can come talk to me anytime.
But
if you feel like you can do it on your own, have at her.
Yeah, you just kissed your inheritance goodbye.
Like, I'll always love you."
Hey, Daryl.
And to be frank, he probably will. Even all the things about you that he disagrees with, he will always love you.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't owe you anything after 18. And I actually do agree with that. Like, he will always love you. He's your dad. He's known you through thick and thin. But he doesn't owe you anything. Same with Mom. I mean, I think his mom's part of the problem. And I don't know if that's partially because Elon isn't innocent, you know, like, he's a smart guy, he's a good businessman. I don't think he's a bad guy overall, but the dude cheated.
Hey, he's a whore. He really is.
He is. You know, he's not perfect. He's done stuff. I could see some of his wives being like, "Fuck you, bitch, I want some even Stevens for that." To be honest with you, I would, if I was one of his exes, I would just leave it, because the dude, like, has to pay alimony to Amber Heard. That's punishment enough. Not alimony, but, like, child payments, isn't it? Because she had his kid.
She did? Are you sure
Yeah.
it was Amber Heard?
That's my understanding.
Amber Heard has kids?
Yeah, she had a kid
No wonder
with
Amber
Elon
Heard
Musk.
won't shut. No wonder in that case why Amber Heard won't shut her fucking mouth after Johnny Depp's already bitch slapped her once.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's mad because she doesn't want to pay out Johnny. That's why she's frantic. If they left it with them not owing each other anything, she wouldn't be saying a thing. But she's a narcissist. So the fact that not only is she being called out as being wrong, she's also being punished for it. So,
Elon, I cannot say anything about your taste in women.
she's Okay, listen. I have different standards as a woman, and I'm not saying this to be sexist. I'm saying this as somebody who's like, yeah, there are women who will do it with the dude just because he's funny, just because he's rich, just because he reminds her of somebody.
Just because
So women
he
don't
was
exactly
there.
have much to preach on standards, but boys, can you stop sticking it into crazy?
Yeah.
Like, we got a problem. We already got enough crazy people, you
Yeah.
know?
They don't need to procreate.
I mean, they already don't want to procreate anyway, but I mean, you can help them along by just not doing it. There's plenty of women in the sea. Lots of women who are not like,
Just think of
off
the
the cliff
DNA
crazy.
match, though, okay? Really super smart autistic and really crazy bitch. And you mix that together, and what do you get? Dr. Evil.
There are plenty of women in the sea and plenty of women that are seas. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
Oops.
Alright, I don't like Jagmeet Singh, but his daughter's super cute.
Uh,
Hey, I don't have bad words to say about babies. She's got the chubbiest cheeks.
her name is
He
so
brought
dumb.
his daughter to work, and she looks so unhappy. Like she looks like she's 4 months, maybe.
She's
And she's
probably
just like, "This is
unhappy
boring."
for her name. She's like, Daddy, I'm never gonna be able to pronounce this. It's gonna be like,
Nah,
hey, sweetie, what's your name? And she's just gonna look up at her dad and wait for him to say it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Trudeau has decided she's a little person. She's not a daughter. She's a little person. And I'm like, well, she's adorable. That's what she is. I don't have to like her dad to still say that. Stand by that. I won't even say shit about his wife because I don't know her. That's shitty. I think Sophia's a weirdo, though. And I don't know her either, but every time I see her, I think she's a weirdo. And I'm not saying that in reflection to Trudeau. I just think she's a weirdo. I blame that on her being French.
Yeah.
I do, actually. That and she's totally exploiting us. Like, bitch, are you gonna divorce or not? You know,
Well, probably not.
probably not. At least not until he's out. Like, when he's out, I could see her divorcing. And then chasing after Idris Elba. And I'm like, lady, if you had the opportunity to go for that guy, go for that guy. I know he's just an actor, but he's in comparison to the one you're with. You're still upgrading. I'm not racist. I don't even know what he's like. He's probably a liberal dude. He just seems relatively chill as far as somebody who might be liberal goes. I'm speaking out my ass. Don't judge people based off of how they look.
Okay, you know
But
what?
when I do, it's
So you're a
gonna
liberal
find
back
out.
too? Wow. Okay.
What?
Alright.
Well, you just said you're speaking out of your ass and judging people on how they look, so you're a liberal too? Okay.
I must be. You know, I was raised with the whole, you know, try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, don't trust everybody. Obviously, you know, there's people who murder and steal and lie and shit. But you know, to try to start it off with the benefit of the doubt.
So, media, government. If you have to ask this question, you should be hung, drawn and quartered. It goes, Biden wants the U.S. to take a gas tax holiday. Should Canada? If you have to fucking ask that question, you're a special kind of retard.
Well, there's actually a really weird problem in that is because they're not even being honest about something as far as Biden, his gas tax holiday.
Okay.
There's only one tax. There's only one tax that's the excise tax
Okay.
that he wants to suspend, right?
Okay.
At best, it's going to give us 14. They said 14 to 18 cents per gallon. Now, most people, that's going to be $3 at most. All right. The thing is, I think if they're going to suspend taxes on gasoline, they need to spend, or they need to eliminate all taxes on gasoline, because the thing is, all the taxes, from the moment it's drawn out of the ground to the moment it goes into your tank, the cost of a gallon of gas would actually be about 70 cents if it wasn't for all the damn taxes and fees and that's added to it throughout its journey.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I've seen it said anywhere from 20 to 70 cents a gallon if all those taxes were not a thing.
Later, Box. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not surprised we don't have that many viewers, seeing as we took a 2-week holiday, but I'm kind of sad.
Well, it's not really a 2-week holiday. It's not like we were given a choice in the matter.
Yeah, fair. Still, it makes me kind of sad. Sad face. Aw, man, most of the people that usually are in our chat are in Cheers right now. It would really suck
I know, right?
if I just went in there and was like, hi.
Well, does your stream show up in Pete's server?
Yes.
Should I shill it?
Yes.
Yeah, it shows
Okay.
up. But that's okay, because I'm gonna... I'm just gonna do this. Pete's gonna be so pissed.
You know what? He's got
You're gonna
his
add everyone,
connected
aren't
to
you?
like 4 of his things. So like every morning I wake up and it looks like he's got 6 messages and it's his same stream in like 5 of his different rooms. So have at her. No offense, Pete. Love ya.
There we go. But I'm sad. I don't feel the love. Don't forget me. These are really good Pringles.
I think for a second he was watching us and then he laughed because he's like, Jen's talking shit. I'm like, I'm not talking shit. I'm telling the truth here.
Ah.
Who here in this Discord has woken up and been like, oh, Pete's got like 1 million messages and it's all his stream and the same stream?
There's a huge joke about that.
Yeah.
But
Oh, love you, Pete. I'm giving you criticism. It's meant to be a good thing.
Yeah. A good thing.
Yes. A good thing. It's like if you don't know when you're memeing yourself,
There we go.
your friends should be letting you know that you're memeing yourself.
TC, thank you for giving us love!
Hi, Jesse! How you doing? It's late for you, too. But you know what? We said we'd be here, and look at us, we're here. For our TC. We are here for TC, because he's our one consistent fellow. I mean, look, we don't even have Big Dro. Who I suspect is probably you, Trucker. But I'm not gonna say shit, because that's speculation. But, anyway.
Yep.
or Jen, if you want a good laugh, look in Blind Girl's channel. I just posted a picture of where Blind Girl added everybody. It's showing on the screen of my new GPS that she did that.
Yeah.
Fucking technology.
We were supposed to get a severe thunderstorm today, and it dissipated, so I am happy.
No, it didn't.
Oh.
No, the fuck it didn't.
It's still coming?
Oh, no, the fuck it. No, it dissipated before it hit you, but it reformed on the other side of you. It's actually going from north to south, and because of that, the town that I live in right now looks like fucking Silent Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are being hit by everything. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm part of the part of Canada that does take the Christianity thing very far. I'm just saying it does happen. And I'm just sitting
When you're
here
saying
like,
y'all, when you're saying y'all are getting hit by everybody, who are you talking about? Or BC or me?
Ottawa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, Ottawa's been hit by, like, tornadoes and storms and heat wave and...
Don't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it too much until, you know,
I'm waiting for the
grasshoppers and
locusts.
frogs.
Yes, right?
Well, that's why I said grasshoppers, because the only difference between a grasshopper and a locust is, well, a grasshopper is one of them little buggers on its own, and locust is when locust is when grasshoppers swarm and turn into murderous little fuckers.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, the locusts will come, then it's frogs. Well, to be fair, we did just have the pestilence, didn't we?
We technically
COVID?
did.
Yeah.
They're trying to enforce another one. Like, I think Biden's trying to jump in on it too. Like, they want to do another mandate, and it's like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, but the thing is, at this point, they're trying to get everybody to panic a lot over monkeypox without. They're trying to get everybody to panic over it without actually acknowledging that it's mainly an STD, and it's spreading mainly against. It's spreading mainly in communities that, considering the significance of June, you don't want to piss off right now. Just saying.
Oh, look at that. Once again,
Yep.
we've got more menstruating people. You know, there used to be a
What?
time when... okay. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer refers to women as menstruating people. There used to be a fucking time when it's like, I'm more than just a woman. I can
Oh,
do
so
this
what is this?
and this. Now it's just, I've been distilled down to someone who bleeds out my crotch.
So
Like-
what's this, Miss Whitmer? Are you saying women who've gone through menopause aren't women anymore? Are you saying women
No,
who've
now
had to
they're
have
just no longer-
hysterectomies are not? Hmm?
They're no longer
no-
menstruating people. They're just people. I guess.
I guess. I don't know. I'm just kind of having fun throwing their own arguments back at them.
Right? But seriously, like, being referred to as a menstruating person, it's like, wow. I love to be distilled to my bodily functions because that really lets me know that you appreciate me as an individual person. Fuck you.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm just viewing it as a self-mutilating cult at this point. How can we self-mutilate ourselves more? Under banners that they don't really own? I wouldn't even be surprised, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if it's not in the works already. If the conservative part of the LGBT aren't already making their own LGBT, just because, like, they want to... so today there was a little meltdown in the gay community because there's a group going around saying gays against groomers. Gays against groomers because they're tired of the grooming. They're tired of people thinking, well, that's what we're about. Because everybody here who's a little bit old knows that the gay community has spent years trying to get rid of that tagline. That they're not necessarily groomers. They just want to have sex with other men. Like, they want to... They want the
butt
romance to be
bumpers.
with another man.
They're just butt bumpers.
But it's instantly picked up by somebody on the left who's just automatically, I'm going to dismiss your argument. I'm going to dismiss you. I'm going to dismiss your lived experience simply because one of the people in this guy's following is Libs of TikTok.
Ha.
Hate to break it to you, buddy. Libs of TikTok is more liberal than you are. Because all they're doing is sharing your shit. If you don't like that people are looking at you and going, yeah, you're kind of a filthy piece of shit, self-reflect. And stop being a filthy piece of shit. Be happy being gay if you're gay. I don't even think most of TikTok is even gay. I think most of them are just kids posing. And honestly, it is kind of cruel. It is. Especially if the crowds who were doing it for the mental illness shit, some of that stuff was disgusting. You know? But yeah, I'm sorry. A lot of gay people are really tired of the grooming shit. They really are. Especially if you could imagine being a gay couple and you're just living your life and maybe you are that gay couple who would like to adopt. Right now, a lot of people are looking at you guys and they're thinking, yeah, I don't want to give you my kids. I could see a lot of people going more to abortion just simply so they don't do it. And I'm not saying that to be cruel. I'm saying that to be logical. It is logical. To be like, yeah, if I give you my kid because I can't raise it and you're going to feed it with garbage like that I hate gay people and I'm an evil villain, yeah, I'm not going to give you my kid. I mean, thankfully I don't get pregnant and then have abortions, but I'm just saying it's a motivator.
What's interesting is there's actually a line of logic that'll make your average liberal's head pop in and of itself. Try this. Okay, right now, two of the bigger arguments are LGBT and abortion, right? Well, ask your typical leftist liberal kind of person. Say, okay, so you think we should be in favor of abortion? So what if we agree with you that abortion should be just fine if you decide, or if there's a test that shows that your child will be gay because it is by birth, right? See how quickly their heads will pop trying to figure out that conundrum.
Well, that's just it, Trucker. Like, there are people in this world who I could see doing that. Religiously speaking, they go after the Christians a lot, but there are a lot of people in this world who don't agree with your like how you want to live your life.
Well, I believe in that case, was it Switzerland or I can't remember what country it was, but one of the countries that everybody's pointing towards when they say, they have they have abortions. Yeah, that's the thing. If your kid's shown to have Downs, out it comes.
Yep. They aborted all the kids with Downs, and now they've eliminated the Downs population. And if they could do that with autism, they would.
The sad part on that one is I'm sitting here, I'll watch TikTok from time to time. There's this one guy who downsy as hell. I mean, this dude looks like he looks straight Corky. He looks straight like Corky, if anybody catches that reference.
From I'm thinking of the movie, The Goonies.
No, Life Goes On. It's a TV show from the TV show for Gen X. Anyway, this dude, I mean, stereotypical, absolutely stereotypical downsy looking guy, right? But this sumbitch, his mind is 100% straight up. He speaks perfectly. I mean, there are very supposedly well-educated senators that do not sound as intelligent as this man. And goddamn, can he smoke some meats? He is a fucking barbecue chef and awesome at it on TikTok. But then everybody's sitting there saying, "Oh, you're downsy because of this. You're downsy because of that." Well, this is a very smart, intelligent, well-spoken man who can fucking cook. I mean, the guy arena barbecue. This dude can barbecue like you wouldn't believe. And if abortion was all right, he wouldn't even be around.
Correct.
And the thing that actually kind of hurts me on that one is, I'm a Southern American guy. Pretty masculine in most senses, but I've actually gotten tips off of this guy's barbecue tips. I've used his recipes, and some of them are quite outstanding. But, if somebody if the chance of Downs is there, out they come, that's a loss. You know?
And there's a reason for that, because some downs are that guy, and some downs are all down. No pun intended.
Some of them are really bad. Some of them just look different. Some of them look fine, but are mentally different.
Yep.
It's. I hate to invoke this fucking
Spectrum.
word. Yeah. Spectrum. That's
Is.
the word.
It's a spectrum of it's a mixed baggie. You don't know what you're gonna get.
You don't know
It's
what you're gonna get, and you're gonna miss whatever, and you'll miss whatever you lose.
Yes.
And that's just it. It's kind of like how I was very frustrated at learning. So don't get me wrong, I realize that the reality is what it is. I couldn't just go test myself, knowing why. And that knowledge frustrated me. For the same reasons as the idea that you could just kill off a bunch of people because they're inconvenient. And that's why they do it. You know, because yeah, you might have the one guy with Downsy or girl with Downsy who might be a drain on society, knowing that most of them probably are useful, good people. Most of them are.
I want to use it. I'd rather we'd not use the word useful, because I mean that kind of.
It's how we are as a society. I'm not saying it to be cruel. I'm saying that as a society, that as we evolved,
I know, I understand, but we can come up with a different word than that.
A productive member of society.
the thing is though, the word has meaning though, because I don't mean useful as in the guy who's pushing the carts. I mean,
well, the reason I'm saying useful, the reason I'm kind of hinting at the whole, let's find a different word than the word useful in this, is because when you talk about people, you know, when you're talking about the, what was the word you used? The, we'll say the,
Night, TC.
Good night, TC. The undesirables. That was the word I was reaching for. When you talk about, you know, when these people are doing whatever to get rid of the quote-unquote undesirables, well, that is, you know, who did that back in history? So, I mean, the people are doing it now, kind of favoring them, and I definitely want to make sure I am distance far.
There's nobody back in history who didn't do it.
Yeah,
Everybody
but
did it back in history, but not to the tune and to the tune and to the level of actual flat out genocide to a point.
We also didn't have we also don't have the infant mortality that we used to have either. I know that doesn't make a bunch of difference to some people now, but like if you really think about how many babies easy to lose back in the day,
we've actually killed more than died of natural causes, if you're going down that route. Since Roe versus Wade, 72 million.
Oh, come on. Let's get it. I mean, let's go ahead and get completely honest and serious about this. You know, more that were aborted than were died. Come on. Think New York City.
Yep.
More black babies were aborted than were born.
Correct.
So, come on.
And that's just American stats. You add Canadian onto that, we've actually killed more babies than would have died from infantile deaths without the technology.
Oh yeah, I caught an article a few months back where they were trying to quote unquote fact check that and say, you know, no, you know, black babies were not, you know, first they were saying, you know, no, there were not more black babies aborted than were born, and then went through all this, you know, throughout all their qualifying terms and qualifying words, and even when they did all that, they still had to admit that, yeah, more black kids were aborted than were born.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, that's just the tip of the scale. We've done what we haven't But I would say our corporations have done similar, if not worse. And in all honesty, we can share that one with Europe. So I've always known that companies like Nestle were shitty. I try to do my best to avoid them, but it's impossible because Nestle owns like 2,000 fairly big companies.
I mean, and that's the thing. It's when it comes to companies like Nestle, Unilever, Kraft, they got their hands so many damn places.
It's just so hard. But it's little thing like I've always known they were a little bit bad. Like my first tip off was the water. Like they don't ask for water, they just take it. They don't care where they take it, they just take it. Then there was the chocolate. Well, yeah, I've always known that they hire from people who use children as labor. Unethically. Not just hiring kids, but unethically. Like the two are correlated with me. You know,
Well, the weird twist on all that the water stuff that they keep talking about Nestle showing up and doing this with the water table and that with the water table. Problem is, at one point in time, they did have to ask somebody, and that person they asked did say, "Yeah, sure, go ahead, you have permission." So it's not like they just show up out of nowhere and take. They show up, as the quote unquote powers that be. So the bigger question on that is why do the powers that be, knowing what's going to happen, allow it to happen?
Because the money that comes from that and the publicity is just too sweet to deny. I know natives are guilty of that.
it's not just that
look.
though.
Look, this company brought in 300 jobs to the area. Congratulations, 4,000 people had to move out because they can't eat anymore. But congratulations, I brought 300 jobs. Yeah.
It wasn't just that either. It was the formula scam that they're still pulling. Like, hi Johnny, hi Pete, how you in?
Hello, Johnny. Hey, Pete.
Incredible.
It's the baby formula shit that they've scammed. So they were pushing that shit on Africa, and then when they couldn't do it on Africa, they moved to the poorest parts of Asia. And so they're pushing this formula, which is basically like a chocolate milk mix, on families with the idea that it's more nutritious. They've been doing it since, I think, like the 50s, the 40s or something like that, under the pretense that it's better for your baby, which is not, because it's cow's milk with sugar.
Yeah.
It's mid-60s when all that shit started.
And then they sell it.
And you're not wrong about that.
They sell it to countries where their water isn't really drinkable unless you boil it. And they're like, well, we wrote that on the package. Most of these places don't have the means to just do that. Like, Africa. Yeah. Everybody here has seen a commercial with Africa. They know their water problems. You think Asia, they're the same. They got water problems. Yeah. Like, they have to do more to filter their water. And so they were giving them free samples, Beachy. Yeah. Enough free samples that they would run out of their own milk. So they're forced to use this stuff, and their babies starve to death. Legit.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't pull that on your community.
Oh, they have.
I wouldn't be at all surprised, because it's Nestle. I'm just saying, because I know our company. I know our country.
For the record, I use Similac.
As far as the shortage in U.S. goes, they actually ended up. It was a different thing that caused that formula shortage, but they kind of did the same thing where they kind of lied to people and tried to make them say, "Okay, you need this more than the other one." Mm-hmm. But then the government sits there and plays games. Mm-hmm. The thing with Abbott Labs is complicated. And like it or not, the dirty little secret they're not telling you is apparently that plant has actually shut down again.
Yeah.
And even in the whole mess, the whole time that plant was shut down, they have yet to prove that whatever that contamination is was even happened at the plant. So.
It's just because there's so many things going on right now. Like, I'm sure you get what I'm saying, Trucker. Like in the U.S., what is it? Like 93 different food processing plants have been burnt over the last year?
Not over the last year. Not over the last year. Since the beginning of this year.
Yeah. Like, that's not a conspiracy, but like they don't talk about any of that stuff. And and don't get me wrong, I can
That's
be
a different.
distracted by Johnny Depp and still pay attention to stuff because legit, I'm more interested in what's going on.
Well, no, that's a bit of a misnomer on that one. When you say, this plant that does, this plant's done this and that plant's done this, that's only a bit of a misnomer because it's not that the plants are just now burning down. It's the fact that people are just now starting to notice and care.
And
I
that's kind of what disturbs me. This thing happened last year. This is just another example. I'm not meaning to off track, but it's just like last year. I remember when we did a stream with Terry, and Australia had an earthquake. Now, to be fair, nobody died, and I get when it comes to the world scale, we really don't give a shit if nobody died. But like, we were scrambling to make sure that our Australian friends were okay, that their families were okay. No news. Nothing on the news. I mean, even just a little bit of a clip like, hey, yeah, Australia had an earthquake. Because other people around the world have family living in Australia. You would think they would at least do that much just so people had a heads up to look for their family members. Nothing. I'm glad nobody got hurt. So that was the important thing. I had Terry and I had Pete from Australia, who I always greet like, Pete! And then you both are like in it at the same time. It's a funny gag. But yeah, I was worried about both of them, and both of them had family that was in the area, but nobody was hurt, and so yeah, nothing bad happened. But I don't like when our world is focusing on really non-important issues. Like, I don't give a shit about Jussie Smollett. I think he should go to jail, because he should be in jail right now. I mean, he was sentenced, so do your time, buddy. I don't know. How about you guys? And gals?
Yeah, I was just sitting here going, wow, because Trudeau's Liberals not willing to cut gas tax for now, says Resource Minister. What are you fucking waiting for?
Well, they need that money to spend on all their vacations, BG. How else are they going to get boozed up and drugged up and then talk about how they're going to restrict us on how we entertain ourselves and we're going to be limited on our budget and we're not going to have as much food as we used to have, or we're only going to be allowed to eat certain things. So, but don't worry if you're fat. You'll always be fat. I mean, that's how that works when you're in the fat community. You won't shrink at all. You will. And we are going to start pulling up mandates for monkeypox, even though we're aware of the fact that most people who get it. You really have to make, like, the smoochies and suck glasses with people.
You gotta do some butt pumping to get that shit. But we don't want to stigmatize, because stigmatize, that's a dirty word. It's dirty.
That's the other extreme you gotta. That's the other extreme you gotta acknowledge. It's not the only way you can get it, but it is the most possible common way.
Is really exchange of food between each other. Sorry, I don't know about you, BG. I know we're different in ages, but do you remember having to go through that comm where they were like, hey, do you know how you get cold sores? They're kind of related to herpes. It's when you share straws and spoons with your friends. Don't do it. It's gross. Or something like that.
Are herpes.
They are. I know.
Well, I remember the don't suck dicks if they got bumps on it. But that's about it.
All right. Well,
Wow.
okay. Well,
I didn't do it. For the record, I didn't get caught doing that. Someone else's face did. But herpes, man, it doesn't stay on dicks. It moves. It's like...
Incredible Threat is saying polio is the UK's new monkeypox. And I'm just like, okay, listen. How many people here remember those fun parties called the cowpox parties? I didn't have one of those. I was just a daycare kid, so I got it at 3. Might as well have been a monkey or a chicken pox Sorry, chickenpox, not cowpox. Cowpox is the one you die from. Don't get cowpox.
No.
Everything they're saying about monkeypox is what cowpox
no,
is.
Cowpox.
And with this all set up, this is where I got to mention. I got somewhere I got to be. I'll talk to
Bye,
everybody
Tucker.
later. I'm sorry, I
You're
gotta go.
fine.
No,
All right, everyone.
cowpox.
TikTok pumpkin _ trucker. Later.
Later. Cowpox is how we first discovered vaccinations.
Well, it is, but it's the more deadly of the three.
No,
If they were
wasn't, 'cause
saying-
they passed cowpox around because it was less deadly than smallpox.
No. No. I will throw all of the shit at you that will tell you you're wrong.
Okay.
Cowpox is the one that was. The reason that we took out cowpox is across the globe, it's killed more people than polio.
Okay.
We conquered cowpox with chickenpox because chickenpox is the one that's easier to handle because you can handle it as a child. You're more likely to survive it as a child. That's why when I say chickenpox parties, that's what those are. You could have your kids at a chickenpox party. They were probably, I don't know that they were necessarily safer than vaccines because vaccines back then, even though they were still experimental, they were not talking shit to you about what they did. Like, people were aware of the fact that, if your kid's allergic to shit, you should get them tested.
We might be caught up in two things can be true at the same time.
No. I
because
will throw articles at you right now if you want.
about smallpox?
Cowpox.
Exactly, but they were
Versus...
using cowpox to manage and inoculate people from smallpox, not chickenpox.
Or is cowpox the same as chickenpox? Because it could be that cowpox and chickenpox.
Cowpox and chickenpox are very similar. They used cowpox back in the 20s and 30s to inoculate people so they wouldn't die from smallpox. And that's how we came up with the first vaccines.
I'm wondering if they're... Okay, there we go. Quera.
I remember this from needle points.
Okay, chickenpox. Yeah. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. I hate you guys. Okay. All right. Never mind. They want me to have an account. I don't want an account with you. Cowpox. Yeah, they always list them as separate. I don't know why.
Yeah, cowpox is similar to, but much milder than the highly contagious and often deadly smallpox disease. Its close resemblance to the mild form of smallpox and the observation that dairy farmers were immune to smallpox inspired the modern smallpox vaccine created and administered by English physician Edward Jenner. So yeah, cowpox helped us learn inoculation versus smallpox because servants that were milking cows that had cowpox were not getting the smallpox, and a physician ended up exposing a shit ton of people to it. And actually, the basis for our medical foundations that you need informed consent, that came from the cowpox thing as well. Because when they were inoculating everybody for smallpox, they would give it to people's children. But and some of the kids actually died because of that. And the parents were not informed with what they were actually fucking doing.
Okay, so now I know what the difference is. So the difference between the cowpox and the chickenpox is you're more likely to get scars from cowpox than chickenpox. Or at least they're going to be bigger.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. I mean, maybe some people are like, well, maybe it's better to get the chickenpox then. Less scarring if you're a girl. Some people are weird like that. Sorry if you're a boy. Some people are weird like that too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you're
I
a
knew
boy
the
to get pox. I do.
wasn't as deadly as you thought it was because they were spreading it around in Britain to save from smallpox.
Well, yeah, because smallpox is the scary one.
Yep. Smallpox was killing like 1 in 10, I think, and that's what led us to discover inoculation, but it also led us to informed consent laws.
And I think that's what they're doing. They're trying to conflate smallpox with both of the other two. And honestly, if that was enough to confuse both of us, based off of that minor of a difference, like one has bigger pustules than the other. I'm sorry, I'm simple. Sometimes that's all I need to know to make the difference between the two. Like one has bigger marks and one has smaller marks.
Oh, that's fair.
You know, it's kind of like how McDonald's has an ice cream cone and a shake button. But I know smallpox is the really bad one because that's the one that we all came together as a planet to deal with that one. You know, it really was. It was one of those times where we set aside our differences and we're like, this thing is killing everybody. It's killing our children. We don't do that anymore. I wasn't even alive for those times, BG, and I still miss those times. How about you?
Yeah, I guess.
I was in nostalgia land. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we can move on to the next topic after I'm done muttering about it. But legit, watching commercials from the 70s and the 80s, guys, was both annoying and nostalgia-inducing. I was like, man, did they ever try to exploit the shit out of me? Man, did I hate a lot of products when I was a kid. Man, do I miss a lot of shit that you can't get anymore. And yes, watching Burger King and McDonald's fight with each other as corporations, yeah, in hindsight, that was funny. Not if you're a parent, though. Mom, I want that toy. I don't care about the food. Let's be real. We just wanted the toys.
Wow. Polivier's bold statement, buddy.
Oh, what's he saying?
Pledges pay-as-you-go law. That would make government save $1 for every $1 spent because of high inflation. Bold law. So that's his plan to cap spending, which aims to make government more affordable with a pay-as-you-go law that will make it so that the government find $1 for every dollar that of new spending. That'd be interesting. That's a bold statement, my buddy. That's bold. Just inflation. Just inflation. Means Canadians are paying for a massive increase in the cost of government through wild inflation and taxes. And they can't afford it anymore. The statement says, the cost of government is driving up the cost of living, said Polivier. I finally learned how to say his damn name. $500 billion of inflationary deficits have bid up the cost of goods. He's not wrong. Let's stop printing money. He continues, in 2015, the last year Stephen Harper was Prime Minister, the federal government cost $8,063 per person. Last year it cost $11,370, adjusted for inflation. That's a $3,000 per person increase. That's quite a bit. Just saying. So, although I would be worried about the capping spending, because to find a dollar for every dollar spent, what if you just print dollars, then you found them? Please tell me you're not going to make this vague. Because our law writers can't seem to write laws that are specific anymore, to the point where in 10 years it's going to be turned around on you. And it's like the gun, it's being armed and loaded, and 10 years it turns around and shoots you right in the face. Benefits of a pay-as-you-go law. Bargain hunting. Right now, there is no incentive for anyone in government to root out failing or wasteful programs. You don't say. When a cabinet minister does so, there's no photo op, promotion, or social media hashtag. If public servants or politicians try to reduce costs today, they get angry bureaucrats and corrupt interest groups attacking them for taking away their honeypots. Again, you're not wrong. Under pay-as-you-go, ministers would not be able to introduce new programs without getting rid of old ones. Wonder if that could work for laws too. But then again, you know, I don't know. It seems like something decent. I haven't really heard enough about it to really go, this is yay or nay. I just think, bold statement, buddy. You want everybody to be capped at spending. You're about to get cut off at the knees. What else?
Oh, there's this guy that we've been memeing lately. I know I'm going to Twitterland again, but there's this douche professor by the name of Amir Adaran. And he got caught by Libs of TikTok. I actually really appreciate her at the moment, because she is doing kind of a Canadian edition right now, unintentionally. Because the last couple of hot ones that she's picked up are Canadian. And I appreciate the fact that she's drawing notice to people who are abusing their neighbors. So this guy gets on a flight, and he loses his mind because the American black lady flight attendant doesn't have her mask on, despite the fact that he's at the back of the plane, she's at the front of the plane, and he was racist as shit to her. You know, like condescending, talking down, all that other shit, and so he got caught out for kind of being a shitty person. And he spent the last week trying to make it out like, oh, well, he's a hero, you know. Our lefties up here are really out of touch. Like, I don't think they realize that it's a ticking time bomb until they get targeted next. And I mean that. I know you can't see stuff, but have you heard that video of that HR lady?
No.
The one that's going around who was like, better watch what you put on the internet, because these angry bitches are watching you, and we put strikes on you, and then we put strikes on you, and then if we get really lucky, we just drop you. But if not, you get the basic package, and then, you know, good luck to y'all. There's this lady who posted that on TikTok. She's one of ours. She's not the only one who's like that. It's just that getting them to be honest about what they're doing in front of you so that you could finally have fucking proof. This is one of those guys. But they've named him Lord Maple Leaf, and I'm proud of our American brethren who are showing us support, and I appreciate you guys because you share these guys and you point them out to the rest of the world so that the rest of the world can help us shame them. Because even Germany is tired of this COVID shit. Do you know what Germany did today? BG?
No.
I don't know how to pronounce the name because it was in German. But this town covered their city hall in flyers listing the names of the dead due to vaccines.
Yeah.
And it was a good-sized list of people. Now, Germany is a germaphobe country. They're kind of like Japan in that regard. They didn't have a huge spike of COVID numbers at all. And they did all the shit that we were doing. Most of them were vaccinated. In fact, many of them are into the threes. But they had a lot of mass deaths. And they're not taking that whole sudden adult death syndrome shit lightly. Because they're not stupid. They're German. I don't trust them either because they're German. But they're still logical people. And when you realize that you've just poisoned your kids thinking that you were saving them and your neighbors, Germany's actually relatively easy to shame. You just bring up their history and you can convince them to do shit that they wouldn't normally do. I'm just saying. You can convince them to do shit. But when they look back and they realize that, oh shit, we might have poisoned some of our kids. And yeah, I'm talking about 20-year-olds. 20-year-olds in my mind, when you're talking to 40 and 50 and 60-year-olds, are still kids. They still are. This isn't going to look good, PG. There's going to be a red wave.
Well, yeah, but I knew that before all this. Of course there's going to be a red wave. I just hope it actually hits Canada, for fuck's sakes.
Before we're fully communist and going, help. We gotta, yeah. Pierre, you really gotta start talking to us, man. Because, it's I'm off topic again, sorry, but I watched Steven Crowder. I was like, oh, come on, man, you're from Canada. Technically, you could do us a favor at any time. You've got a huge fucking audience.
Yeah,
but he was talking about...
said, Canada, go fuck yourself at this point.
Yeah, I know he has. And to be fair, I don't blame him. If we're not willing to help ourselves, why would he help us? But he was talking about the Uvalde stuff, and I'm not going to go into that because there's new stuff that's come out. I don't have enough information on it to make that assessment.
Oh, I heard a lot of the new stuff, they disarmed and took down a cop trying to get in to save his dying wife who's bleeding out. Or the fact that the door wasn't fucking locked and nobody even tried to open it. Or the fact that they had a way to open it. They just didn't take it because they were all standing around waiting for the fucking order. Gotta wait for the order to go in. Yeah, gotta wait for the order. They all stood there waiting for the order because nobody wanted to be the one that if things went wrong to blame.
Yeah, let's change it. Let's change it to that because, yeah, that did happen.
Yeah.
I still am processing that. I do hope they get held accountable. Because it's not that I don't trust the police. It's that if you're not willing to do your job when you are a police officer, then you can't be a police officer.
Not only that, but the police chief lied on every time about information. He's been caught in every fucking lie. It's how is he a police chief? Fucking liar. There's so much shit that's come out every day. More shit comes out that's just damning as fuck. Saki sucks. I know Saki, she's just so terrible. Like, I mean, I don't know why Saki keeps trying to come around here. You know, I keep telling the guy he sucks. And the guy keeps coming around here anyway. Like, I don't know, man. Hey, Red Feather.
Oh! Sorry, not to interrupt you. It's just Credible Threat posted something. Apparently, Germany also ditched the Green New Deal, and the UK might do as well.
Well, yeah, they're firing up their coal plants right now.
Well, they have no choice.
Yep.
Everyone's taking coal from fucking Russia. Just the same as we're taking oil. And I'm sitting here looking at my province going, you know, we've been fucked over by Trudeau because of China and Russia. I don't know when he got involved with Russia, but somehow down the line, because everything that they're saying no to, we produce. And we can produce it cleaner and safer. And
Yeah,
we would,
but
because
you
we actually
see,
care about our environment.
Russia is providing cheap resources to China, so they're buddies, and each other, they're allied to do proxy wars depending on where they want to go.
And our guys are bowing to them as though they're not doing it in front of everybody. And I'm just like, no.
Well, yeah, of course they're bowing to them because they're all dirty commies.
They are. And we're not included in that, BG. Unfortunately, we've declared ourselves as not being included in that, but, you know. I know the electric cars are powered by fossil fuels, I know, right? It's almost like it's a revolving door of, like, stop fucking us over. We get it, you want our money very badly. And we just want to live our lives, man. Man! I sound like Biden. Fuck.
That's good. That's good. That's alright. It's all good.
I think it's the heat. I'm blaming it on the heat. I don't have ice cream. I'm not Biden. I can't afford, like, ice cream every hour. So that, you know.
All he does
I
is
still
eat
laugh
ice
at the fact that he probably pooped his pants in front of Camille. And I
Again?
stand by that.
Again? Like, when does he not poop his pants in front of people?
Oh, not again. Just that he did.
Oh.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt that he has. I wouldn't doubt that he still sniffs children, like every day. Wouldn't surprise me if they keep a hidden closet child just so when he's cranky they can just pull it out and he can sniff it.
Yeah, it's like women when they're on their period. You need to throw a Snickers bar at them. Biden, you gotta throw a small Catholic boy.
We can scratch and sniff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a coffee real quick, but I think we gotta go pretty soon here. So
Yep, I was about to say, I would love to keep going. I'm sorry for our hiatus, but we got a strike. It was probably something I fucking said, because it always is.
well, to be honest though, they went after the Minions too, for something that happened 3 years ago.
Yeah.
No, not even 3 years. It was like 2017. Because Eve told a tranny joke. Eve told a tranny joke. So yeah, it was probably one of us.
So yeah, but on that note, I gotta go because Jen's got some minions to be doing, and I've got some bed to be doing. So
Yeah, you really do. You've been up all day, and she is working really. You know what? I'm gonna do a final shill for you because it's the only thing I have been doing. Is mentioning that you're working on your project. Like I don't go into great details because that's the part I don't understand. I don't want to mess up that part for you. But I do mention that you are building on a house for autism.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people what the basic mission is, that you think that kids outside of autism deserve to have a life outside of childhood, and that they deserve to be treated like, you know, humans in society, and that it's a good cause. So that part I have been doing. I mention it.
Yeah, it's I'll type it in the chat because Red kind of said it, but
Thanks, Red. Yeah,
Thanks, Red.
Yeah, I've been out and about because my brother is in the hospital and shit. You know, sometimes in life we deal with real life, but at the same time, so is BG. You know, her life is up in air too. But we always appreciate that you guys come out to visit us, and we really appreciate Pete because he brought you. I think he brought some friends, and I appreciate you, Pete. I haven't spoken to you in a while. I will visit you at some point. I'm just kind of in that mode where like my brain is kind of off in La La Land half the time, and the other half the time I'm babysitting my phone because my mom is on hyper mode.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm in concern mode, but she's in hyper concern mode.
Oh, everybody left Cheers. I can't sit and mumble while I'm in my bed. Jeez. No wonder you guys are all in here. Anyways, oh, thanks, Pete. Thank you. Thank you for that.
That is a good concept for a reality TV show, though. House of Autism.
Spoons!
You know what? That could be a way to get you money.
Spoons! Anyways, I love you all, and we'll see you Friday.
Yeah!
Fuck, there it is.